Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Amelia and I post new videos every Wednesday. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Apostrophe. No, not the grammatical symbol, the online skincare brand. You've probably heard like podcasts or influencers talk about it. Well, I have tried it out for the past 3 months and this is my experience. So for those of you who don't know, I have struggled with adult acne since about the age of 23, 24. I broke out severely. I did a whole video on my adult acne that I will link in a card and the description below if you want to like find out more about it. But as a brief recap, it got really bad. I had like pustules and cystic acne, and turns out I have like hormonal teenage acne at the age of 27, which is like a super fun revelation. Like, who doesn't want teenage acne when they're almost 30? But I went to the dermatologist and was put on a regime of clindamycin, benzoyl peroxide wash, and tretinoin, or otherwise known as Retin-A. And that worked pretty well. Been using that for the past 4 years. I guess it's been 3 years. And then my like prescription ran out and I was going to need a refill. Tried to call the pharmacy. They wanted me to go back to the doctor. The doctor didn't have anything, like I couldn't come in for like months. So I was like, you know what? I've been hearing about Apostrophe. Let me try it out. And at the end of the day, it is content. And if there's one thing I do, it is do things for content. Just like any other kind of like subscription service, online brand, you log on, fill out this extensive survey about like your needs and wants, current skincare regime, the problems you're having, your skin type, any other medical conditions. It probably took me just under 5 minutes to fill this whole thing out. You also take pictures of the affected area, so it doesn't only have to be your face. If you have chest acne or back acne like I have, you can also send in photos of that. Then a registered dermatologist reads through your notes, looks at your photos, and gives you a customized formula. I put customized in quotes because it's not like every single person on the planet gets like a different formula. It's just, it's not like, oh, everyone gets Retin-A or everyone just gets benzoyl peroxide, like, you know. I got my like diagnosis, or whatever you want to call it, my prescription, in the same day. And once I read through everything, agreed with everything the doctor had to say, I, you know, put in my shipping information and my billing information, and the next day it was shipped out. And within about 4 days, I got this package that says Apostrophe. I'm trying to dox myself. Right, it's super cute on the inside. This is a little box that held my prescription. They also give you like a nice little folder that has your prescription written out. So any information about the active ingredients that are in there, how to apply, side effects, how to store, like all that good stuff that you would get with a normal prescription. Then you also get some stickers. Who doesn't love stickers? I didn't really use any. I used one to say PM. And then it just comes also with like a little card about Apostrophe. I was so happy to start, basically because at the dermatologist, I went from like having to use 8 different products to only having to use 4. And then though I am envious of the people who have like extensive bottle collections, everything looks so nice and they're using all these oils and essences and washes and everything, I don't have the patience or time really for that. So the less I could use, I was good. I was told to just use a gentle cleanser morning and night. So I just buy the Target brand. It's as good as Cetaphil. And then just a sunscreen moisturizer. The dermatologist recommended this Elta MD. I have mixed feelings on this. I do kind of feel this is breaking me out a little bit. And then my prescription was 0.025% tretinoin, otherwise known as Retin-A, vitamin A, 5% spirulactane, which this is just topical spirulactane. There is the pill spirulactane that you can take. Spirulactane, turns out it's an anti-androgen, so only females can use it because anti-androgen is like testosterone, so you don't want to cancel out like the testosterone in men. This is like pharmacy for dummies, like do not take anything I'm saying like as word, but topically it's basically just supposed to decrease the level of oil production on your skin. And then I also got tranexamic acid at 5%, and that's supposed to help with hyperpigmentation, discoloration. The other reason I was excited about this formula was because I had never tried spirulactane or this TXA, which I will abbreviate to because that's a lot easier, before. So I was like, ooh, new stuff, like maybe this will like work amazing. Now as I talk, I will put like images of like the different weeks and everything that I took of my skin. So I hate to say it, but I am not impressed with this formula. I do not feel my skin is really any better off than it was at the beginning of this 3 months. In fact, I'm breaking out in areas that I never broke out before, specifically like my temples and like right in between my eyebrows. I just had my 3-month checkup and wrote to the dermatologist saying like, I don't think this prescription is strong enough, especially because my other Retin-A prescription was like 0.05% instead of 0.025%. So he did up my tretinoin and then did change the TXA to clindamycin, which was something else I was on. So I will be doing like another video to go over like the next 3 months and this new formula. I'm not impressed. It didn't really do much. There was a 1-week period where I thought my face was finally clearing up and I was finally gonna have clear skin, and then it just got like so much worse. I'm even starting to like break out around my neck. I understand I have like a beauty light on and makeup, so it's a little hard to tell, but if we come in, you can just see, look, right now I don't have like the pustules or papules that I did at the start of all this 3 years ago, which I'm very thankful for because they were so painful. But right now I do struggle with, you know, the occasional like actual pustule. I have one here, one on my forehead, one on my nose. Again, I rarely break out around my nose, so this is very strange. But I do have a lot of closed comedones and blackheads. So that's pretty much what I'm struggling with right now. And you can just kind of see, it's mostly texture, but it's classified as hormonal acne again on my forehead. So look, is it horrible? No. As I just said, it is way better than where it was 3 years ago. I'm not even looking for like 100% clear glass skin. I would just like an 80% reduction. Like I will handle some zits here and there, but just this closed comedone that just adds this extra texture on like very much over and just want it cleared up. Okay, so kind of forgot where I was. I had to take a brief recess to go into a meeting that work from home life. So I think I was sharing overall thoughts. The service side of Apostrophe, I absolutely love. Obviously, the convenience of not having to wait to get a doctor's appointment, drive to the doctor's office, then drive to the pharmacy, all that stuff is taken care of. I was able to see a doctor, even if it was virtual, get my prescription, have it delivered all in a week. I mean, amazing. I thought the regime that the doctor gave me was also well thought out, and it wasn't just here's your prescription and go. It was, you know, this is how you're going to wash your face and what you're going to use to wash your face, and they gave, you know, a listing of products that would be good. Same with moisturizers. I had the sunscreen moisturizer options as well as heavier moisturizers in case the tretinoin, you know, really irritated my skin and I needed something heavier. So I really did enjoy that whole process. The one downside is currently Apostrophe doesn't take insurance. So I do pay for insurance, obviously through my company, and it would be nice to have like a $20 copay instead of the $90 doctor visit that it is with Apostrophe. As far as the prescription price, it's pretty much the same what I was getting with my insurance versus without. They both come out to about like $90. So I don't really have like an issue there, and I can use my flexible spending account on this. So if you don't know what that is, again, through the company that I work for, every paycheck I pay into this flexible spending account, pre-tax dollars, basically goes into this little debit card, and you can purchase a lot of different medical things. You can use it for your prescriptions. I buy a lot of tampons with it, even the little acne patches, I can use it for this card. So that is nice that I'm still using kind of like the medical money I have and not like my own money, even though it technically is. So if you do have insurance, this might not be like the most economical option for you, especially when it comes to like the doctor visit portion. Your copay is most likely less than the actual doctor visit here. So far, both my doctor visits have been free because of the credits and the like promotions that I've been using off of podcasts. So that's really good. If you are going to try out Apostrophe, please look for podcast codes. This is obviously not sponsored or anything, so I unfortunately don't have a code, but I know like Trash Tuesday and where my mom's at with Christina P, they have codes with Apostrophe. But if you don't have insurance, I think this is a really good option. It's cheap. When it comes to prescription medication, obviously just using over-the-counter stuff is probably the cheapest option. But if you suffer from acne that's more than just like, oh, you need to wash your face a bit more often, it can get really expensive. Retin-A without insurance is $800 for a single bottle. That is a ridiculous price. So to be able to get a prescription for less than $100, you know, is a pretty good deal. Then the formula, as I had stated before, this one did not really work for me. In the little spare time between like my first filming session and this one, I did rewatch the videos. My skin maybe is like 5% better.
He takes that 5%.
But it's still not where I would like it to be or where it was with like the first round of just using like clindamycin and a higher Retin-A. I am not knocking like Apostrophe that the first round didn't work. Dermatology and this stuff is more of a science than it is like a cut and dry thing. I don't think the dermatologist made any crazy calls that it was like, oh, like this didn't work completely. Of course, do I wish that he would have just put me on the clindamycin way earlier rather than the TXA. Yeah, it's a little annoying, but again, whatever, like I tried it. We're gonna try it again. He listened to me and my concerns and changed the prescription, and you know, didn't just say like, oh no, like just give it more time and deal with it. He changed it up to what he thought would work best. Obviously hope this round works better. Fingers crossed it does. I think it will. I will be making another update video in probably 3 to 4 months with this new formula, letting you know how that one worked. It will be a lot shorter because I don't need to go through the whole Apostrophe process. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. I think I covered everything. If you have any questions about anything I'm using or more in depth in the process, please leave it in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer any questions. If you've used Apostrophe yourself, let me know your experience. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see that second video with the new formula and just see how hopefully beautiful and radiant my skin is. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!